Hi, and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're going to cover three things. We're going to do a follow-up on the NIST petition, we're going to mention a Frogman sale, and we're going to unbox a new watch. So the first thing, the NIST. If you follow my channel, you know that a couple of weeks ago I asked you guys to sign the petition to stop the US government from shutting down the NIST station in the US, which transmits the correct atomic time so that millions of watches and clocks can get synced. Now, we had until the 15th to reach 100,000 signatures. Unfortunately, I have to inform you that we reached just a little over 20,000, meaning that the petition has failed. So the reason for that is that I believe most people that use atomic watches and clocks simply were not aware of the NIST station being shut down, nor do they understand how it affects them. Now, if the proposition goes through the Congress and gets voted, that means that in 2019 the tower is going to shut down, and all these atomic watches are going to become just regular quartz watches where you have to adjust the time. So if you live in the US, you will never ever be able to see this RCVD indicator on the screen. That really makes me sad because I love that technology. Now some people on forums are saying, let it go, it's an old obsolete technology, you have GPS, you have Bluetooth. I still prefer this because, well, GPS has its limitations. First of all, you have to be outside having a clear view of the sky for the watch to sync, unlike these which can do it indoors while you're sleeping. Secondly, the DST data is still not available on GPS watches, meaning that you have to correct the time twice a year, which makes it not a true set it and forget it watch like these. I mean, if you're within the range with these. And when it comes to Bluetooth, well, Bluetooth makes these watches dependent on your phone and on the Bluetooth technology. And both of these things evolve, meaning that most likely a watch that can connect to your phone today will not be able to do so in 5 to 10 years. So long-term looking, this to me is still the best option. Luckily for me, I'm not going to be affected by the NIST shutdown, but the US is. And now, because the US is such a huge market, I have a couple of things that I wonder how they're going to play. So are we going to see huge price drops and sales of models like these in the US? Because they basically lost the one thing that made them more expensive than their non-atomic counterparts, especially on G-Shocks, where you have models that are pretty much the same, but you have a non-atomic and atomic version. The second thing that interests me is whether manufacturers are going to stop making models, new models and new releases that are coming, maybe they're going to be without this multi-band technology, without radio control technology, because US is a huge market, so I believe they're going to have a certain influence. Or maybe we're going to see companies coming up with devices, at least for the US, where you can plug the device in your computer, it reads the time off the internet, and then emits a radio signal that helps your watches to sync. I don't know. We're going to see what happens once they shut down that tower, because, like I said, I think most people are not aware of how that is going to affect them. And we're going to see the aftermath or consequences of it once they shut it down. Then I believe a lot of people are going to raise their voice once they realize their clocks, watches, and weather stations are not working as they should. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section what's going to happen and whether or not we're going to be able to buy these models very cheaply, at least in the US. Now moving on, the second thing that I wanted to cover is the Frogman sale. Now, a store near me has a sale on these GWF-D1000, which is the latest Frogman, the one with the depth sensor, compass, and everything. And this watch is built like a tank. These retail for about $1,200 to $1,300, but you can find them online for $750 and above. Now, if you're interested in this watch, let me know via the email in my description. And this sale is going to last until the end of September. So if you're interested in this watch, I can guarantee it's going to be the cheapest price you've ever paid for this. So please contact me and we're going to try to arrange for me to buy it for you and ship it for you. That's it when it comes to this. And now the final thing that we're going to do is an unboxing of a new arrival. Just a second. And this new arrival was actually influenced by this. Since I received this, I was so impressed by the build quality and the way it feels that I decided to get another Frogman. So we're gonna jump into the unboxing of that right now. Okay, let's open the box. Like I said, this was very much influenced by the Frogman, by the GWF D1000. Now, don't think that I was impressed by it just because it's a screwback, because I'm not new to screwbacks. This is my DW5000, the first G-Shock I bought. It's been with me 10 years, and it was, when your first G-Shock is a screwback, every other G-Shock feels kind of like a toy, so it really takes time for you to accept regular G-Shocks as normal watches. And I have also a vintage G2000, another cool little screwback. So I really do like screwbacks, and I've handled them. But the Frogman, the GWF D1000, simply the build quality and everything is a step above these models. So I wanted to see if that's like with older Frogman. Now, before I open it, please try to guess in the comment section which Frogman I got. And let's open it. This arrived from Japan, like I said. Oh, and one more thing. I used Zen Market to get these, and I really cannot stress out how satisfied I am with Zen Market. Their interface, the way they handle orders, the way you can determine the value of the packaging, insurance, everything. If you're buying stuff from Japan, I really highly recommend Zen Market. And I'm not endorsed by them or anything. It's just that they've proven to be the best. I used many of these proxy services, and Zen Market is by far the best of them. Okay, let's try to find the watch. Now I just praised them, and now the box comes empty. That's gonna be fun. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's try to open it without you seeing it, so you can have one final go at guessing what it is. Let me just remove the box. Okay, ready? There. It's the GW200Z, better known as the Final Frogman. And I wanted this watch for a very long time. And look at that. That looks like new. Now, it was advertised like used and without box or papers. Oh wow, it still has the sticker on it. And that's the thing when buying used watches from Japan. They're usually in a much better condition than you get the impression from the pictures. I yet have to buy a watch from Japan that wasn't better in person than in the pictures. Wow, this is really pretty. I decided to get the GW200 because this thing is a little large for my wrist. And this thing is the smallest Frogman you can get. I decided to get the Z version, the Final Frogman, because it uses the same colors as the first Frogman, the DW6300. And I really love the look of that watch. And this one, I'll probably put a picture right about here so you can see the comparison, as they're very, very similar. And now, since all my G-Shocks are always black and this one has a splash of color, I decided to turn it to 11. So I got a replacement strap for this, a yellow strap to put it on this because it's going to match the lettering, and yellow and black, as you can see, are colors of my channel. So it's kind of more than one way of this watch being great for me when I put this strap on. And I'll put that later. Anyways, this is the GW200Z, and as you can see, the battery is full, which is always a concern when you're buying used solar watches. Wow, this thing looks good. Let me just put it on my wrist. And here it is. Oh, this is smaller than the GWF. And look at the tongue. The shark fin is really not that long. It's there because, you know, it's a Frogman, but it's not sticking out really high like on this. Oh, wow. I really like the way this looks. The backlight works. It's a great watch. The 200 series was the longest lasting production model of the Frogman, and it was the first solar one. So as you can see, you have this solar panel. A really interesting watch, naturally a screwback. So this actually means that I got 4 screwback G-Shocks so far. Now, if you're a serious G-Shock collector, I'm sure you have at least 1 screwback in your collection. If you're not, if you're into G-Shocks and you're buying them, please try at least 1 screwback. Buy the cheapest one you can get, any model, just so you can feel the heft and the build of these watches. They're really on a different level compared to other G-Shocks. Like I said, buy the cheapest one. Why? Because some people find them a bit uncomfortable because they do add some thickness and bulk, and some people don't like it, especially ones that are used to regular G-Shocks that are pretty light. I personally love them, and I'm glad I added this to the collection. Now, the GWF D1000 might actually end up being sold because, like I said, it's still kind of too big. Then it's not, then I feel it is. But this really feels great. This one is not going anywhere. Well, anyways, that's it for today. It turned out to be a pretty long video. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe by pressing this button right here. And until the next video, bye.